There once lived a girl who was blind. She lived alone and was consumed with anger because of her lack of sight. Her anger was so consuming that she not only hated herself, but she also seemed to hate everyone around her, regardless if they were blind or not. Then one day she happened to meet a charming young man. This young man quickly managed to break through her barrier of hate, and they appeared to grow into the best of friends. Over time, the young man fell deeply in love with the blind girl, and the story goes that he began to spend a lot of time with the blind girl, loving, caring and helping her in every way that he could. And it was him who taught her the skills of reading and writing in Braille. Then one day, while they were laughing and talking, the young man had a question he wanted to ask the girl. He asked his beautiful girlfriend to marry him, but that smothering blanket of anger and self-pity seemed to always have the power to shackle her heart. And she told her loving boyfriend that if she could only see the world, she would marry him. Now the young man felt helpless, and she never knew the tear that fell from his eye. He was deeply in love, and hoped one day he could do everything in his power to make the blind girl happy. Then one day, she received a call from the donor clinic, which told her her prayers had been answered. A pair of eyes had been donated. She immediately called her boyfriend and left a message on the answering machine as she made her way out to prepare for surgery. Of course, there were no guarantees that she'd be able to see after the surgery, but at least she now had hopes she would soon be able to see the world, including her lovely boyfriend. Her boyfriend was there when she came out of surgery, and later when they unwrapped her eyes, she was so happy and bubbling with joy because she was now able to see all of what was around her, and she was soon able to see the world. However, when her eyes started to focus, she realized that her boyfriend was actually blind, as now she saw the dark shades covering his eyes. Nevertheless, it was then as he held her hands up to his cheek that he again asked, "Now that you can see the world, will you marry me?" Having seen her boyfriend was blind too, she pulled back her hands and whispered a refusal to marry him, because she now wanted someone who could see the world with her. Needless to say, the pain and heartache that the man felt was crushing. Tears began to run down his face as he simply turned and walked away. After a few weeks of being in recovery, she was able to leave the hospital and return home, unaided without the use of a cane. For the first time as she entered her home, she could see how neat and tidy her now ex-boyfriend had been keeping her home. As she entered, she noticed the coffee table had an envelope addressed to "My dearest darling love." It was written in Braille followed by print. Inside the envelope was a letter that read, "You will always be my fondest memory in my heart. If you ever need a friend, I'm just a call away. If you ever need help, I'm just a call away. Precious love, if you ever get sick, I'm just a call away." And the letter went on to say, "Take care of yourself, and don't forget to take care of my eyes."